The film opens with a group arriving at the Mobani Reserve in South Africa. There they set traps and hunt the lion family. They are poachers. Only one lion escapes. Abdia and Chippo go ahead to capture it. They sell the lion's teeth and skins on the black market as they fetch good prices. A slight rustle in the bushes in the background as Abdia sees the lion footprints. Chippo, who came behind, disappeared from there. Meanwhile, they put the dead lion in the cart and set the trap again and left in the vehicle. Only one person stays here. After some time, Abdia heard a scream and a lion roaring. He goes towards the place where he heard the noise. Abdia comes there covered in blood. As he runs away in fear, he gets caught in the trap he had laid earlier. Then a lion comes running from the bush. From this the film begins with the title. Recently widowed Dr. Nate and his teenage daughters, Meredith and Nora, are coming to the Mobani Reserve area in South Africa for the holidays. Since they are grown in the city, this place feels very hot. Nate and his daughters are waiting for the old friend Martin, who introduced the wife of the Nate. Then Martin comes to pick them up. Here is the biologist and Mobani manager. Martin, Nate and little girls take the village of Nate wife developed. Everyone has reached the Nate wife home. Girls are asking Wi-Fi and password. Martin says that here does not have the internet facilitator and also mobile phones are not working. Here Nora and Meredith are surprised by their mother's young age photo. This tree is the most favorite tree for their mother. That night, Meredith is angry with her father, because she thinks her father is responsible for her mother's death. Meredith points out to Nate that his absence is the reason his mother died when she got sick. Nate replies that he got sick after Nate and his wife mutually separated. Nora leaves crying. Nate confesses his guilt to Martin, who, being a doctor, regrets that he knew the symptoms of his wife's cancer and left it untreated. Nate says he brought them here to entertain his daughters and to forget the loss of his wife. But Nate is upset that Meredith is still humiliating him by bringing him here. The next day, Martin and the family prepare to go into the restricted areas of the reserve. They begin their journey with enthusiasm. On the way they see many animals and enjoy taking photos. Now they reach an abandoned old schoolhouse. Martin stops by to show them the local lion pride. There he introduces Martin's friend Panji. Panji is there to monitor the activities of the lion. Meredith and Nora are frightened by the lion's roar. Martin explains to them that the male lions are very aggressive in protecting their territory when this lioness goes hunting. Meanwhile, Panji keeps a drug-type gun ready, because if something goes wrong it will make the lion unconscious for 2 hours. Martin walks towards the lions. He is followed by Panji carrying a gun. The lions run and pounce on him and play like pets. There he notices a bullet wound on the legs of a lioness named Nandi. Martin thinks illegal poachers could be to blame. Martin takes them to see a nearby village where the Tsonga community resides. While going there he informs about illegal hunters. On their way, poachers pass unnoticed by the vehicle. Eagles are eating the corpse of the dead lion in the vehicle. Next, they reach the Tsonga community village. Martin warns them not to take photos without their permission, but notice that there is no one here except goats and chickens. After a while Martin warns the girls to get back to the vehicle with some trepidation. Martin discovers that most of the people here are dead. Meanwhile, Nora disappears from there. Nate and Meredith search for her. Moments later, Nate hears Nora's screams and rushes over. She gets scared seeing a cow and a woman lying dead there. Suspecting that a rogue lion is responsible, Martin rushes back to report the discovery. On the way they meet a wounded Tsonga man on the road. When they hear a rustling in the bushes and Martin goes with the sniper. Nate tries to save him but can't. Martin was crushed while tracking a lion. Nate walks towards him after hearing a gunshot. Then a lion comes running towards Nate. Nate rushes to the car and sneaks into the car. The lion is very aggressive and tries to attack them. Meredith speeds off, but crashes into a tree and they are stranded. The girls fear that we will get trapped and not survive the night. Nate comforts them. Martin radios Nate on a walkie-talkie, asking him about the welfare of the girls. He warned the car to stay away from the lion until help arrived, and Martin says the lion's bite on the leg left a bone exposed and bleeding profusely. Nate says to heat the knife with a lighter and hold it over the wound to stop the bleeding. Nate hears Martin yelling his way. When Nate says he's coming to help him, Martin says lion is watching me here. The lion uses Martin as bait to lure them. Meredith says the drug gun is in our car as we think about saving Martin because he'll die if he doesn't reverse his bloodline. But it is locked in an iron box. Nora puts the iron bar on the lock and breaks the lock in one fell swoop. Nate assembles the drug gun. Now there was no lion near Martin, and neither was there a lion near them. So Nate climbs on top of the car to see where the lion is. Martin goes over the radio to look for the Shadow's location. He looks for the lion with fear and caution. Nora asks Martin how to identify where you are. He asks if you can see the hunter's blind near it. Meredith makes the situation worse when Nate searches for where it is. She gets out of the car as she sees the hunter's blind. Nate and Nora yell to get back in the car. Then the lion came. He faces the lion and misses the target when he shoots at the lion. The lion pounced on him and threw him out of the car and he dropped the gun. Nate hides under the car. Meredith uses this to reach Martin's location. While Nate is struggling with the lion, Nora takes the needle and stabs the lion with her own hand. The lion goes away in a daze. Then Meredith takes Martin back to the car. Next, Nate treats his wound. Then the lion fainted and soon woke up. The lion is watching their car. Meredith tries to radio for help. He says that water is scarce, so use it sparingly. When Nate promises that someone will come to rescue us tomorrow, Meredith gets angry at Nate again, saying that you are the reason for her mother's loss and that I will never trust you. Nora scolds Meredith. Then they apologize to each other. As night falls, Martin, now recovering, the lion eats men but will not. He speculates that this may be because the lion becomes ferocious after poachers kill its pride. Nate falls asleep after that. He seems to be searching for his wife in the dream. He then wakes up to see that Meredith and Nora are not in the car. Try as he might, he could not open the car door. Both of them are standing in front of the car when they turn on the car lights. The lion pounces on them as Nate calls out to them. After that he feels that it is a dream. Nate talks to Meredith about how much he loves his wife. Then radio lights up. Meanwhile hunters arrive. They were the ones who killed the lion's pride in the beginning. Nate asks them for help. For that they ask Nate for $5,000. Nate says he'll pay $10,000 for it. In return, they agree to take them to the village. Tensions rise after the hunters find a fiercely anti-poacher Martin inside the car. As they push Nora out of the car, the lion attacks and scatters the hunters. Nate takes advantage of this and heads towards the truck, but he sees that there is no key in it. Nate then tells them, the yellow t-shirt person was driving the truck. He will have the key. Nate says I will go and bring it. Meredith and Nora disagree. He says that there is no other way to escape from here. The lion killed most of the hunters. He sees the lion near the river and hides by the side of the tree. At that moment Meredith calls on the walkie-talkie and hears the sound and comes towards him. Girls hear the lion's roar. Nate climbs the tree. Then a snake climbs into his hands and he catches it and throws it at the lion. The lion went away. As Nate crosses the river, the lion approaches him again. A good job. The girls put the sound on the car and the lion says to the car. Nate sneaks past the lion and finds the keys to the hunter's truck. He informs to girls over the walkie-talkie that he has got the key to the truck and is now returning to the car. Nate returns with the hunter's gun along with the key. Meanwhile, the lion here. Meredith inflicts a deep wound on his side. Martin holds the lion long enough to allow the women to escape. The car falls into a ravine, and Martin sacrificed himself by exploding from the spilled petrol, severely burning the lion. Nate reaches the truck and starts running with Meredith and Nora. They arrive at an abandoned schoolhouse, which the hunters used as their base, and Nate treats Meredith's wound and then searches for water. Then we see a lion coming behind him. Then the lion appears and chases the girls, and Nate returns and scares it off with Nora's screams. Locking his daughters in a room, Nate promises to return after taming the lion. Nate comes up with a plan to lure a local pride of lions that Martin has helped raise into an opening. In the ensuing struggle, the lion almost kills Nate. Martin-raised lions aggressively defend their territory, so the rogue attacked the lion, until proud patriots intervene and mercy kill the pitiful rogue lion. A Mopani worker arrives and rescues Nate as he faints. Then he seems to find his wife in his dream. Waking up in a hospital, a recovered Nate tells his daughters that he loves them. Sometime later, the three return to the archives, this time as a united family, recreating a photo Nate's late wife took of them near his favorite tree. The film ends with this. Please like and subscribe, it will be a big support for me. I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.